A lot has happened, and I'll just go through it all in order. I don't have the credit card records yet, but my lawyer says that she successfully got a gag order, or something like that, so that Emily and John won't be notified of the subpoena until we get the records in our eager little hands. I expect a huge crap storm from Emily when she gets the news, trying to turn the narrative in any angle she can so that she doesn't come off as some kind of crazy hooker. I met John's wife, I'll call her Lisa. She was devastated by all of this, but not surprised. She told me John cheated on her when she was pregnant with their third child. We got to talking about the sequence of events, especially towards the end where John got more and more invested in my wife. We talked about New Year's Eve, and Lisa said that she had taken their 3 kids to Orlando for the holidays, and John had come, but then left early and wasn't there for New Year's Eve. Lisa said that John had FaceTimed her during the countdown, and she's 100% certain that he was at their house. She was so pissed to the point of tears. She had someone check the ring camera footage, and sure enough, there was John and Emily both arriving in John's car and him pulling her into the house. She didn't look very excited to be there, but she wasn't struggling either. Emily had driven her car on New Year's Eve, so I don't know what happened. I told Lisa at least Emily didn't get pregnant from the guy, and Lisa assured me that it wasn't possible, or at least not probable. After she caught him cheating after the third kid, she demanded he get a vasectomy as part of the conditions of staying together, and she drove him to the appointment herself because she didn't trust him. Cowboys shooting rubber bullets now. Lisa has put my lawyer on retainer, so we're going to be divorce buddies, I guess. We're forming a little club where we have sleepovers, eat s'mores, braid each other's hair, and spill the tea on Timothy Chalamet. It's going to be great. Lisa shared a bunch of stuff with me, which is basically more communications between John and Emily, where John begs her to see him and compliments her and tells her he bought a new outfit for her and wants to see her in it. The timeline of messages had her being friendly at first, but being more and more cold over time. Poor John. I asked Lisa if she was aware of John's lingerie fetish, and she said she could probably open a resale store with just her stuff alone. Ha! Just to head off any comments, Lisa and I are kind of supporting each other through this as we alone know what the other is going through. She asks me all kinds of questions about Emily. I tell her I don't want to know a thing about John. Sex is pretty much the furthest thing from my mind, and honestly I don't think I could get it up for anyone who's been with John. I low-key hate the guy. Also, my lawyer told me to be really careful about being around Lisa because we're both going for an at-fault divorce, and us being physically close in any proximity could look like we're having an affair, which would count against both of us in our divorces. Always do what your lawyer tells you to do. I moved out of the residence hotel and into the Airbnb remodel. My role there will just be painting, some sheetrock work, laying down vinyl plank flooring, and just letting the service people in and out of the place at all hours of the day. It's a welcome distraction to everything that's going on. It's kind of funny, this place. It has thoroughly modern kitchen. The fridge has a touchscreen tablet embedded in it. The kitchen could hack into the Pentagon and turn them all vegan. The rest of the house is a crap pit. The AC works and it's got a new roof and internet though, so I'm happy. I unblocked my mother-in-law and we chatted a bit over text. Just surface level stuff. She asked to meet me and promised that Emily would not be there. I wanted to see her, so I agreed to meet her in a remote spot. I told her that if Emily was there, I'd immediately leave and cut her off forever. She agreed and we met. She came. Emily was not there. She teared up when she saw me and said I looked so thin. She took me to her car and unloaded a ton of groceries on me. She bought me eggs, chicken, some steaks, homemade soup, homemade cookies, my favorite spinach casserole that she made, and a ton of fruits and vegetables. She told me to start eating well or she was going to move in with me and nag me until I did. I almost took her up on that. Being alone sucks. We chatted some and towards the end, she started doing that thing where you want to talk, but you know you can't. Lots of starts and stops as she was trying to find a loophole in my conditions. I felt sorry for her, so I told her we could talk about one thing. I know, I shouldn't have caved, but that's the reason I ghosted Emily. I cave around people who are emotional like that. I just want them to feel okay and to be the person responsible for them feeling okay. The loophole she invoked was that she didn't want to talk about Emily. She wanted to talk about reconciliation. I told her what I wrote in these posts and comments. My marriage to Emily is over. Even if we were to get back together, which we won't, it will be over because we're different people now. I told mother-in-law that Emily wants to reconcile with the person I was before I found out the truth about her. I treated her great. I was a good husband. I was loyal and loving. That person doesn't exist anymore. The person I am now would treat her daughter badly. I would probably lash out verbally abusing her all the time. I would be miserable thinking about what she's doing every time she walks out the front door, and I'd make her daughter miserable too. Emily would no longer love me because I'd be the sad, miserable shadow of who I was. I wouldn't be the guy she fell in love with. I'm different now. Emily might say that she loves me, but anyone can say anything. All I have to go by are her actions, and her actions tell me she's only sorry she got caught. She is not taking accountability for her willingly destroying our marriage. There's no possible magical phrase she can say that will make me okay with what she did. I can't forget about it. I told mother-in-law. I have evidence that she's not privy to that will back up my claims that Emily knew what she was doing, and she's not a victim in this. Mother-in-law was very interested in seeing it, and I told her she will when my lawyer says it's okay. I mentioned what I've said before about Emily being with John and then coming home and kissing me without brushing her disgusting mouth first. I think that hit home. Mother-in-law looked mortified. Mother-in-law talked about therapy for us both individually and together and said that she'd pay for it. She said that she'd been reading online about reconciliation and that it's possible. I told her I read about it too, and the stories that stand out to me are the ones where the person who cheated was remorseful and did the work, but after a number of years pass, cheats again and is not remorseful and leaves the cheated on person who took them back for the affair partner. Only now there are kids involved. The most successful reconciliations I've heard of are with two people who don't fully trust each other and never will. I would either be the suicidal sucker or a loving husband who has cruel emotional outbursts and PTSD moments. I asked her if she would want to live like this. She agreed she wouldn't. I told her that Emily is not telling her the whole story and that I have evidence that this was a willing ongoing affair and not sexual assault or coercion or grooming. I told her to get Emily into therapy so that she can maybe try to fix whatever inside her caused her to do this terrible thing. That if she were able to fix that about herself and be loyal, that she'd make a great partner. She's only 28. She's very beautiful. She has no kids and a successful business. I told her there were probably hordes of guys waiting to marry and have kids with Emily, and that mother-in-law could still count on having grandkids, but just not for me. She said she wished I would think about it, and I told her I've already gone over every possible future Emily and I have in my spare time, and I just can't do it. Emily betrayed me. I told Emily's mom that she needed to either get a lawyer for Emily or to get Emily to sign whatever offer my lawyer puts in front of her. I was kind of hoping for a default judgment, but I think I'll have no such luck. Emily's family will probably get her a lawyer, and then crap Hurricane Emily will blow through my life for a bit until we're finally done with this. Divorce is a flaming hellscape we all crawl through alone. I have no kids with her, thank God, so I'll be able to make a clean break of it when this is all done. I'll never be able to effing forget this crap though. It's always going to be a part of me, and that sucks. It effing sucks that a person can mark another person so heavily that they are always scarred by it. Maybe it's a healthy thing that I'm more distrustful, standoffish, and skeptical about people now, but I can't help but think that my being changed like this would have really upset my mom. It's probably a good thing she didn't live to see this version of me. Let's go to the community for a reaction or two. First up, did you get any insight on the version of events that was given to your mother-in-law? When given one subject to talk about, she instantly went to reconciliation. But anyone who's been given the list of facts that you provided here would know that is absolutely impossible. So is your mother-in-law under a different impression of what happened, such as believing Emily was coerced or unwilling and or that it was such a short affair than it was? Is she aware of the more lurid details of Emily's affair? Also, do you think your mother-in-law's request of reconciliation out of concern for you and Emily's best interests, or is it possible she is trying to avoid being the mother of a publicly divorced adulterer daughter? The OP replies, yeah, I think she knows with her head that reconciliation is not possible. It's just that she has to come to that realization in her gut, and I think that's going to come later. Stages of grief. I didn't talk too much about Emily besides shutting down reconciliation. I think she wants to preserve the marriage because she doesn't want to lose me either. She has 2 daughters. I'm funny and helpful, and sister-in-law's husband is a little standoffish, so I think she does think of me as a son, especially since my mom died. I did a lot of handyman work and computer maintenance for them, so I think she'll miss that too. Next person says, how well did your mother-in-law know your mom? If they were close or friends, she may feel obligated to protect you on behalf of your mom, even potentially from her own daughter once she learns about more of her daughter's actions and motivations. The OP replies, they got to know each other when it became apparent that Emily and I were serious about each other. They weren't best friends, but they were friendly. I think my mom was too geeky for her. My mom liked reading and sci-fi and fantasy, and Emily's mom is a crazy plant lady, so they didn't have a lot in common. I helped her plant her vegetables and herb garden, and she was really appreciative of that. Emily's dad was appreciative of the help digging the soil. I think she's really disappointed that the golden child turned out to be brass, but she still loves Emily, and she should. They're not going to throw her out on the street for being a hussy or anything, but I do think their relationship is going to change in a big way. One more quick quip. Does John know that Emily accused him of having coerced her? The OP replies, I shared Emily's email with Lisa, so she knows. She thinks John did pressure her and guilt trip Emily, but that Emily is responsible for her own actions. I think reading John's gross comments about having my wife and my wife's body in his emails are what's really devastating to her. She can't get over it, and I really feel sorry for her. She's a very attractive, fit woman, but she's still in her mid to late 40s and a mom of 3, while my wife is 28 and beautiful and has never had kids. That must really be effing with her psyche and self-esteem.